So this one thing absolutely has to happen for more moves to be made. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. So there's a lot of chatter going on right now. We're kind of in a freezing period, right? Where free agency moves have just frozen, much to the frustration of a lot of fans. I totally get it. Totally get it. Before I go any further, Devin Williams is being introduced today, this afternoon, to address the media. So be on the lookout for that. And tomorrow, I'm hearing that the Max Fried signing is supposed to be announced. So a couple things to look forward to in the Yankees universe. And I'll keep you updated on everything as well. So just make sure your notifications are turned on. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please make your way over to subscribe to this channel. I greatly appreciate both. So, but regards to free agency right now, look, there's nothing really newsworthy to report. We already know that there's a little bit of a stalemate between the Yankees and the Cubs, right? The Yankees and the Cubs are kind of seeing who's going to blink first here. Yankees want the Cubs to assume money. The Cubs don't want to assume any money. They were slightly over their first threshold last year. So they got a little hit, but that's not really, this is easy solve to that, right? You know, the solve to me, you know, you have put Nico Hoerner on the block. So it might be time to add Nico Hoerner to the Cody Bellinger trade for the Yankees. Okay. And right now, you know, Cody Bellinger would be the outfielder here. Nico Hoerner would be probably the second baseman while Jazz stays the third, but he's got positional versatility. He could play third while Jazz plays second. They can mix and match. They can alternate, right? So, and he could also be our leadoff hitter. So it makes sense for Brian Cashman to wait things out while prices go down. In regards to first baseman, this is a buyer's market right now. There are more options available in trades than there are in free agency. There's a reason why Pete Alonso hasn't been signed yet. There's a reason why Christian Walker hasn't been signed yet. The prices have not come down yet. And it's no surprise when Juan Soto got the money he did, Max Fried, and some of these other guys got Blake Snell, right? Some of these other folks got Willie Adames. It elevates the prices for everybody else, which is what the players union wants, which is what the players and agents want, right? So it's going to take a little bit longer for the prices to eventually settle down when these guys are not being signed. So this is where we're at a little bit of a dry spot right now in free agency. So expect more trade activity. With regards to the Yankees too, I could see them trading for a first baseman and trading for and waiting out the Cubs for Bellinger and maybe Hoerner. Okay, I know Ian Happ's been mentioned, but I don't see the point in doing a multiplayer trade with the Cubs when Cody Bellinger is going to be the first baseman. He's got to be the outfielder here in the Yankees. Okay, and again, with Aaron Judge moving over to right field, and if the goal is to put Jason Dominguez in center, he needs to be surrounded by two very good defenders on either side of him, right? Cody Bellinger is an elite glove. Aaron Judge is an elite glove. Okay, in right field and left field. Protecting the young kid that would be in the middle, give him a chance to kind of grow, make mistakes, make adjustments, and develop, right? And be protected offensively as well. So I do expect, a Cubs-Yankees trade to eventually happen. But Brian Cashman knows he's not going to make a desperate move right now, okay? If the Cubs want to get under their threshold again, fine. That's easy. That's an easy fix. Add Hoerner to the deal. The Yankees will be willing to assume the money. The Yankees have money to play with right now. But I understand, too, the Yankees want the Cubs to eat a little bit of the Bellinger money because it just makes sense. But the money that you would assume for Bellinger would be offset by the Yankees taking on Hoerner's contract. So let's just say you $8-10 million a year of Bellinger's deal for the next year, for this year and next year if it gets exercised. Well, it's offset by Hoerner's money. So the Cubs are getting a net gain here, and you're going to get some prospects too. Whether the prospects are Will Warren and some other folks or someone else, even cheap, controllable major leaguers, they will get pieces for their players, cheap, affordable, controllable pieces. Their payroll will go down. Okay, but I understand why Cashman's holding a hard line right now because he doesn't want to assume all that. Why would he? He's not the one that signed this contract. Okay, it's become an expensive contract. And again, if you want to get the Cubs to assume some money, this is the opportunity to do it. So it's pretty clear that they're waiting for these others, the other side to blink. I get it. But in the meantime, their options are trade options for first base. You got Nate Lowe from Texas, Josh Naylor from Cleveland. Um, you also have Lamont Wade from San Francisco. So Yandy Diaz from Tampa. So you've got 4 options there. You also have Carlos Santana in free agency. He's another veteran bat. So options are galore right now for first base. The Yankees are one of the teams that need a first baseman. They will get one. But we'll see who it is going to be. Okay. But, I mean, Tampa Bay offers the ability to do a multi-player trade, but when you're doing that with a division rival, it's going to be a little bit harder. So does the Chicago Cubs. So do the Chicago Cubs. Bellinger and Horner is a perfect fit for the Yankees. What can the Cubs get back is the question, right? So there's going to be a lot more activity, I think, in the trade market than there will be in free agency. That being said, you still got hundreds of players who haven't signed yet. Big ones too. Corbin Burns, Teoscar Hernandez, like all the big ones. Anthony Santander, Alex Bregman. And I'm pretty confident when I say that Boris is kind of using the Yankees as leverage here, Scott Boris. For Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman, he's leaking this information that the Yankees are in on these guys. I don't see it. I just don't see it. They're both attached to qualifying offers too. Okay? And so meaning the Yankees would have to give up draft picks. Okay, you can trade for draft picks, but they have to be competitive, balanced draft picks. And you could also trade for international money, which the Yankees have done already twice last year. They've done it once this offseason already. So I do expect them if they move, like guys like Trent Grisham and Jose Trevino and even Marcus Stroman, maybe they're looking to get not only some payroll relief, but if you're looking to get some value in return, you're looking to get some compensatory draft picks. Try to recoup what you're giving up when Max Fried signs his contract because you're giving up 2 draft picks and $1 million in international money. So my guess they're going to try and recoup that side. Okay, and obviously get some payroll relief. And in the meantime, they'll trade some controllable young pieces for some of these players. So this is just it makes the most sense to do this. And this is where I think the Yankees are putting on their thinking caps right now. Because there is honestly nothing noteworthy right now to be reporting. It's the little things like this that keep us kind of engaged, keep us in the track of what's going on. Why is this team doing this? Why is this team not doing this? And so on. Okay? Instead of feeding into the narratives, they need to sign Bregman and Santander. There's no way in the world they're going to sign multiple players attached to qualifying offers that are over 30. They're not going to do that. Okay? As much as somebody tries to link yesterday, Alex Bregman's his Christmas message on Instagram had a New York, just to try to gin up some interest like he's coming to. Guys, really? Let's be real about this. There's no need to do all this stuff. Get excited about BS, and then when it doesn't happen, somehow blame Hal, right? Blame Brian Cashel. Hal's being cheap. He's not. Nobody's signing these guys. Nobody is. The prices are too high. This is the reality in free agency right now that we have to deal with. So I would expect more trades to happen. But, the prices eventually going to have to come down there too. This also happens. Right? They try to elevate the prices every year in free agency. When they do, it elevates the prices for a lot of other players too. And then you have to wait that out. Because players were like, okay, I'm not being signed yet. I got to report. I got to move, and so on and so forth. And they have to have time to do all these things. So this is where we're at here, right? That the prices in free agency really need to come down in order for moves to happen in free agency. Okay? But it's having a kind of an indirect effect on prospects in a trade or players. This being discussed in trades too. So particularly as it relates to the Yankees and the Cubs. And the Yankees want them to eat a little bit more money. The Cubs don't want to eat any money. Doesn't really matter why. It doesn't really matter. This is just the reality, right? So stay tuned, gang. Really, stay tuned because for every dry spot, there's going to be a crazy spot. So things are going to pick up. That's why I ask people to turn on their notifications. Okay, if you haven't done that yet, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll give you the relevant details and the important details too. Not just like I said, people that know. I'm not going to go over other people's talking points. Okay, especially ones that can't be corroborated by anybody and that aren't corroborated ever. Okay, I don't peddle Hector Gomez. I don't peddle Ben Yole. I don't peddle these people. None of them. Okay, so just stay tuned, gang. All right. Getting ready for the holidays. Let's get ready for that. But I imagine there's going to be some things happening. There's a lot of players that are going to be signed that aren't the high money players that could be very valuable. But in the meantime, Devin Williams being introduced as Yankee today. Max Fried's signing is supposed to be announced tomorrow. Hopefully it is. I know there's a lot of people worried. Why hasn't it been announced yet? He's not passed his physical. If there was something wrong with his physical and his medicals, they would have already pivoted to Corbin Burns. That's just a fact. But they haven't yet. So and again, we just don't know who the favorite is on Corbin Burns either. But like I said yesterday, it sounds as if the Red Sox are around him. Sounds like the Orioles signed Tomoyuki Sugano last night from Japan, one of the older Japanese veteran starters. So they added the starting pitcher. The Red Sox already traded for Garrett Crochet. So I think some teams are quietly coming out of the contention for Corbin Burns. I know the Yankees, maybe part of Yankees plan B is to load up on pitching. And I know a lot of people want the Yankees to get Corbin Burns. So if for some reason they do, wow. But I still think he's going to be pegged to probably the San Francisco Giants. They got to replace Blake Snell in a big way. And that's the biggest way to do it. So I'll keep you updated, gang. Talk to you later.